Hello, everyone. This is Omni Talk Retail. I'm Ann Mazinga.
And I'm Chris Walton.
And we are coming to you live from the VusionGroup booth here at Groceryshop 2025. I want to give a big thank you to the VusionGroup for making all of our coverage of the conference here possible today and tomorrow, including our next interview. Chris and I are excited to have the EVP and Chief Merchandising and Marketing Officer from Giant Eagle, Justin Weinstein. Thank you so much for joining us, Justin. We're really excited to have you here.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. Well, let's start by giving our audience a little bit of your background and also telling them a little bit about Giant Eagle, the grocer, where you are, just kind of a quick background for those who might not be familiar.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, why don't I start with the last part of your question, which is Giant Eagle, we're a food and drug retailer. We're a regional, so we're based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with stores in PA, Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia, and Maryland.
Okay.
And we're a business that is 95 years old. We're a family-owned business, and we're growing in the supermarket space. We've also taken on a lot of growth inside of the pharmacy space.
Excellent.
In terms of me, I've been with Giant Eagle for a little over 7.5 years. Prior to was with 8451 and in Kroger, and I've had a whole bunch of different roles during my time at Giant Eagle. Everything from digital to loyalty to personalization to customer experience. And today I serve as you said, head of merchandising and marketing, and really focused on how do we bring together all of our commercial businesses into one. And so really these connection points between merchandising and buying, marketing, retail media, and e-commerce, how do those come together to create a connected experience for our customer?
Gotcha. So I imagine you've been to Groceryshop before, right? This is not your first time. You've probably been here multiple times, actually. And you're speaking on stage tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So what are you planning to share with the audience here?
So, a few things.
Okay.
Few things we're going to share. We over the past week or so have been excited to unveil something we've been working on for a long time, which is our new brand positioning. But it's really more than that. It's because it matters. And because it matters is really about how do we harken back to all of the reasons why what we do as a grocer matters inside of the communities and the markets that we serve. And I'm going to talk tomorrow a little bit about a few of the key themes of that investment. So it's a $100 million investment that we have pledged to put back into our business. And it's really split across three areas.
Okay.
One is everyday value.
Okay.
We know that the consumer is in a space right now where they're thinking about price, and they're thinking about how do I make sure that every time I go to the grocery store, I'm able to know what I'm going to get, both in price but also in quality as well as in service. And so very focused on investment in value.
Okay.
A lot came out last week, and a lot will continue to come out this week in terms of what those investments look like, really with the focus on how do we be there for the customer through this holiday season in a way where they can rely upon us. Two is how we invest in quality and service.
Okay.
And because it matters is really about leaning into those moments, whether it is a graduation celebration, whether it's Thanksgiving, whether it's holiday time, whether it's a 16th birthday party. How do we be there with products that ultimately you remember? And that's a big lean into fresh for us in terms of where our value proposition is. It's also a big lean into our teams. How do we make sure that our teams have the right training, whether that's a butcher, whether that's a baker, whether that's a cake decorator, whether that's a cheesemonger? How do our teams have the training and be equipped to ultimately serve that customer who's looking to us for those things that matter in their lives because they matter to their family?
And Justin, this investment's pretty sizable too, if I'm not mistaken. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, for sure. So $100 million, as I mentioned, really split across these three areas. Pricing, which we talked about. The second is quality and service, which we talked about. And the third is one that's really important for us, which is how do we have modern and bright stores? And so we're going on the path of really reinvesting in the physical plant of a lot of our buildings to make sure that those are great environments for our team members, and they're also great environments for our customers.
Well, and I imagine a key component of that, especially being a regional grocer, is in the merchandising strategy too. I'm curious, we've heard from some regional grocers that things like GLP-1s are kind of changing, how you merchandise both your digital and physical store. Are you seeing some of that happen at Giant Eagle as well, as you're kind of trying to be that spot that your customers are going time and time again?
Absolutely. And the short answer is we talked about how price is impacting the consumer.
Right.
The other piece that's impacting the consumer is around health.
Yeah.
And GLP-1s are here. Significant portions of our customer base is are taking these drugs, and it's leading both our own brand strategy as well as our national brand partners to be leaning into things like protein in a big way, where we're looking at how do we assort our stores, how do we space our stores to really have the products that our customers are looking for.
Sure.
There's a ton of innovation happening out there within the CPG community.
Yeah.
And our job is to bring that product into our stores that our customers are ultimately asking for.
Right. It's interesting to hear that it's impacting. I think that's the thing that people are surprised to hear, maybe how much of an impact it's having.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's been a topic of conversation at this show already, for sure. All right, Justin, retail media, another topic of conversation at this show and at past shows as well. Where is Giant Eagle on its retail media journey?
So we're a few years into our retail media journey. We have a room upstairs here. Our retail media network is called LEAP. Which is an acronym for loyalty, experiences, audiences, and partnerships.
Okay, all right.
And we see retail media really as all of those things.
Yeah.
It's how do we bring together the trust that we have with our customers that is really centered on the data that they're giving us and the value we're giving back to them.
Right.
How do we connect that to what's most relevant for them? And then how do we partner with whether it's our CPG partners and others, to be able to have this media network where it is customer back, not monetization back.
Right.
Customer back meaning that our job is to deliver more relevant experiences and more value to the consumer. How do we leverage media in order to ultimately do that?
It's interesting. That's the second time we've heard experience as part of retail media today. And I think that's going to continue to be a trend as we, now that we have the tools to measure those kinds of things alongside the digital components of that, the in-store components of that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's close out with, what you have ahead. What are you most excited to accomplish in 2026, Justin?
Yeah, I think 2026, just like 2025, is going to be a big year for Giant Eagle. And I think this is a year for us to really bring together the best of what we have underneath this new brand positioning of Because It Matters, and live that each and every day, whether a customer is shopping inside of our physical store, whether a customer is coming to us for an e-commerce order, whether a team member has been with us for a year or whether they've been with us for 40 years. How do we ultimately be there for them, and how do we create this listening mechanism with our customers where we're able to be right with them in terms of the things that are facing them? We've talked about pricing today. That's going to be a key area of focus for us. We've talked about reinvestment into our stores. That's going to be a key area of focus. Health is an area where we want to be there ultimately for our customers. And so it's going to be how do we pull those things together in a way that ultimately keeps our customers coming back to us and helps us invite new customers into our stores every day.
Fantastic. It's going to be fun to watch this unfold, Justin.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a big reinvestment going on for sure at Giant Eagle. And so, Justin, thanks for spending time with us today. It was a great pleasure to interview you and getting to spend time. We've been asking you for a while, and it's great that we were able to finally do this. So thanks to the VusionGroup as well for sponsoring our coverage here at Groceryshop. And as always, Ann,
be careful out there.